Continuing with our chapter on Science 2, Disaster Management. Today I will be doing few more questions, and by tomorrow I will be finishing the chapter. And then from next week we will be starting with Science 1. Write note on Disaster Management Authority. So this is Disaster Management Authority. So we have to write a note on Disaster Management Authority. So in India, the Disaster Management Act was passed in the year 2005. Disaster Management Act. The authority established by the government from national to village level to control and coordinate disaster management. So it is an authority which is established by the government from national to village level, and for what? To control and coordinate disaster management. To control and coordinate disaster management is known as Disaster Management Authority. The structure of the Disaster Management Authority is as shown. The National Disaster Management Authority chairman is naturally the Prime Minister. Presently, the disaster which is going on, so it is handled by Prime Minister. State Disaster Management Authority chairman is Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray ji. District Disaster Management Authority, the chairman is Collector. Taluka Disaster Management Authority chairman is Tehsildar, and village level committee chairman is Sarpanch. So different levels you have different chairmen. So you have to remember the different authorities along with the chairman. And as per the Disaster Management Act 2005, the National Disaster Response Force (NDRF) has been established for responding appropriately to different types of disaster. NDRF has played an important role during the Kerala floods, and whenever there is an earthquake or any disaster, NDRF is always helping or rescuing the people. Next question is, write a note on the main aspects of disaster management. So what are the main aspects? So the main aspects of disaster management is preparation. So that means you are preparing for a future disaster. Redemption. After disaster, how you are rehabilitating everybody, that is redemption. Preparedness. Preparedness means if actually a disaster happens, so how prepared you are at that time, that is preparedness. Like see in case we had less number of masks, less number of sanitizers, so there was shortage of so many things. So we had to either buy those things at a higher cost. So that is the preparedness. Even the hospitals, ventilators, all are in short supply in India. So that is preparedness because nobody knew about this disaster. So whenever such disaster takes place, it tests our preparedness. Impact of the disaster. The impact of disaster, you are seeing the impact. We are all staying at home and we are not even allowed to go out of your house. So that is the impact of the disaster. Response, yes, lockdown is a response, and also people are taking care by following the rules, social distancing rules and all, wearing masks, gloves and all. Resurgence. Resurgence means again, suppose after the lockdown things become normal, but then there could be a resurgence. Again there would be a wave of coronavirus. And restoration means bringing the life back to normalcy. So these are the different aspects: preparation, redemption, preparedness, impact of the disaster, response, resurgence, restoration. So this is given in brief in the textbook. You can just read. Okay. Which are the different methods used for transportation of patients? So this was there in the 9th standard. So we just go through the methods. Different methods used for transportation of patients are cradle method, carrying piggyback method, human crutch method, pulling or lifting method, two-hand chair method, four-hand chair method, and stretcher. So all these were done in the 9th standard, so I am not elaborating on that. Mock drills. Why are mock drills conducted? You know what is a mock drill, no? See, The prelim which you give in school is a mock exam before your board. So mock is we are actually doing a rehearsal of the main thing. So now the main exam is the board exam and prelims are the rehearsal. Same way, suppose we have to test whether our school is properly equipped for firefighting or a mall is equipped for terrorism attack. So what they do is they conduct what is called a mock drill. Mock drill means artificially they create a situation where there is a fire in the school, but there is no actual fire, but situation is created. Same way they'll create a situation in a mall that there is it has been attacked by terrorists. So how to tackle it? So if they are able to tackle it properly, that means they are prepared for the disaster. But if they are not able to tackle it, then they can take steps wherein they can plug all the loopholes and be more prepared when the attack or fire actually takes place. So mock drill, and it is like practice. Mock drills are conducted to check the preparedness of the people in a locality, premise or building to face a disaster. So it is only conducted to check the preparedness of the people in a locality, in a premise or in a building to face a disaster. It is a practice to check the preparedness of facing the disaster as early as possible. So it is just a practice. Then what are the objectives of mock drills? So first, to evaluate the response, how good your response is, to improve coordination between the various departments of disaster, how to improve the coordination and bring the disaster under control faster, to identify own abilities, to identify whether we are properly prepared for the handling the disaster, to improve the ability of quick response, because quick response is very important whenever disaster takes place, so that we can save loss to people and property. To check the competency of the planned actions, to whether whatever actions you have planned in case of a disaster, whether it is good, proper, or it can be made better. And to identify the possible errors and risks. So that means whatever plan you have made, is it going to be proper when actually the disaster takes place? So that you can check with the help of mock drills. So evaluate response, E. To improve coordination, I. To identify own abilities, to again improve the ability of quick response, to check competency and to identify possible errors. So errors to identify correctly. The last question for the day is, why is it essential to get training of first aid? Very important, because day to day there are so many small disasters taking place. So we should know method wherein we can save a person's life by giving them immediate help. That immediate help which you give before that person reaches an hospital or some place where he can be taken care of is called a first aid. So we face different types of major or minor disasters in our daily life. The varieties of disasters like accidents, stampede, injuries in fighting, students fighting each other, electric shock, burns, heat shock, snake bite, dog bite, fire due to short circuit, epidemic of any disease, etc. happen around us. Victims of disaster need to be offered some primary help before actual medical treatment. First aid is useful in such circumstances, and the main objective of first aid is to prevent deterioration of health, spoiling, and preventing death, and also starting the process of rehabilitation. So you can recover faster. If your first aid is quick, then you can recover faster. So these are the answers which you have to do. So around 16 answers have been done, and by tomorrow I'll finish. And so the entire week you have done this, and tomorrow I'll be uploading a paper on trigonometry as I've said, so that you'll have to solve by Monday. And these answers which I'm giving tomorrow also, you have to finish by maybe Wednesday, coming Wednesday.